Beautiful Mind Academy. We are a tutoring service. We do one-on-one and group sessions specializing in language, math, science, homework assistance, and test preparation. For this video, we are looking at the BCBA 5th edition task list, specifically concepts and principles, that B-3 section looking at respondent versus operant conditioning. For this video, it is going to be short, and the idea is it's just going to be a glimpse into what this is. And if you are interested in a 1 hour or more session, one-to-one or in a group, feel free to contact me. We do have availability Monday to Saturday. So let's dig in. The first one is respondent behavior. When we look at respondent behavior, we are looking at behavior that is elicited by an antecedent. We are also looking at an SR, stimulus response relationship. Respondent behavior is not influenced by consequences. Therefore, this is why we want to look at the antecedent and the response without its consequence. Some keywords that we want to keep in mind when we are looking at respondent behavior are reflex and things that are involuntary. Pablo was our guy who talked a lot about our respondent behavior, and he used the example of the dog who salivated in the presence of a bell. So a lot of us will remember Pablo from that. So some examples would be a person that starts to feel anxious when they hear the sound of thunder due to a previous association between thunder and a frightening experience. In this case, anxious would be the respondent behavior, and the antecedent that was present would be the sound of thunder. Number 2, when a small puff of air is directed towards someone's eye, which is our antecedent, and we involuntarily blink, that is the respondent behavior. As you can see in example 1 and 2, there is no consequence. Number 3, the smell of a delicious meal or antecedent that causes a person to start to salivate. Sounds very familiar. This is our respondent behavior, the salivation. And again, no consequence. We do have an SR relationship. Number 4, a sudden loud bang, which is our antecedent, leading to a person flinching or getting startled. So these are our body's natural reactions to things that don't require teaching. Okay, and of course we have our respondent conditioning. When things happen very close in time, we do have a conditioning that starts to form. Okay, and like I said, this will take a lot more time, so I'm going to skip over to operant behavior and conditioning. When we look at operant behavior, we do use this as the primary focus in ABA. Operant behavior is all about its consequence. One's behavior repertoire is a result of its interactions with the environment, and that is a lot of what operant behavior is line of thinking is all about. The keywords here are consequence and environment. We do have Skinner and we have our ABC contingency. So anytime we're looking at operant behavior, we are looking at that ABC, the antecedent, the behavior, and the consequence. In this one, we look at the consequence because our consequence in that environment is what's going to start shaping our behavior. And in operant conditioning, we look at that reinforcement and the punishment that either increases or decreases behavior. For example, when we have positive reinforcement in the classroom, a behavior might be completing homework assignments on time. The consequence is the teacher praises the student and provides extra free time, and its effect would be that the student is more likely to continue completing homework on time. So in this case, we have positive reinforcement, okay? Something was added to this learner's environment, which was the teacher's praise and extra free time, and reinforcement is all about increasing the likelihood of it happening again. And if we look at what it says here, the student continued to do this in the future. Negative reinforcement at work is another example. Negative reinforcement is the idea of removing something and the behavior increasing because of it. So if we're looking at employees consistently meeting project deadlines, but the consequence is your supervisor stops assigning additional tasks, which is a positive. The effect of this is the employee is more likely to continue to meet deadlines to avoid additional tasks in the future. Okay, so this is operant conditioning. And like I said before, we're always looking at that ABC contingency. So if there is an ABC and we have this positive or negative reinforcement or punishment, it'll always link back to operant conditioning. Whereas if we have those reflexes, our body's natural way of doing things, that's involuntary, we're going to link that back to respondent conditioning. Okay. There is a lot more that can be said about respondent conditioning and operant conditioning and knowing the main differences. But in today's video, that is all. If you do have any questions, feel free to message me and I will be more than happy to continue to explain this and provide examples and different scenarios on how to kind of dig through and get to if it's respondent or operant behavior, respondent or operant conditioning. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this short video gained you some clarity. Thank you and have a great night.